Welcome back to Stu Studio, conservative takes on music. This week, we actually have two stories that we're going to cover, the first of which being Chappell Roan. So all of this is alleged. I don't think any crimes are alluded here, but the stories don't exactly line up. So Chappell has been blasted all over the internet because of a story of her security guard berating an 11-year-old girl in Brazil. Now, this 11-year-old girl just happens to be the daughter of Jude Law and the stepdaughter of Brazilian footballer Jorginho. Now, how the story goes is the 11-year-old saw Chappell Roan eating breakfast at her hotel in Brazil, and she's a huge fan, so she freaked out a little bit, wanted to walk by and make sure it was her. So she walked by Chappell's table, saw that it was her, freaked out a little bit, and walked back. Now, as one side of the story goes, Chappell noticed this girl and sicked her security guard on her, kind of intimidated her, like saying, "Don't approach her, who are you, don't do that anymore," and made this little girl cry. Chappell denies that she had anything to do with this. She posted in a statement on her social media saying that she had no idea that there was even an interaction between her security guard and the girl. It wasn't even her security guard. And I feel inclined to believe Chappell, but this whole story was posted while lying in her bed, totally put no effort into this statement. It was just super lazy. But if I was put in a situation like this where I did nothing and the internet suddenly hated me, I would probably just want to brush it off too and not put too much effort into it. But this story is developing. This from page 6. Security guard at center of Chappell Roan hotel drama breaks silence. I take full responsibility. So it does seem more likely than not that Chappell had nothing to do with this. Says the security guard involved in the controversial incident with Chappell Roan and Jude Law's 11-year-old daughter, Ada, backed up the singer's account that he's not part of her personal security. Says Duvier took full responsibility for the incident with Ada and Harding, which is Jude Law's ex-wife, but said he was not part of Roan's security team. Here's his full statement. I do not normally address online rumors, but the accusations currently circulating are false and constitute defamation. I take full responsibility for the interactions on March 21st. I was at the hotel on behalf of another individual, and I was not part of the personal security team of Chappell Roan. The actions I took were not on behalf of Chappell Roan, her personal security team, her management, or any other individuals. I made a judgment call based on information we obtained from the hotel, events I had witnessed in the days prior, and the heightened overall security risk of our situation. My sole interaction with the mother was calm and with good intentions, and the outcome of the encounter was regretful. So maybe Ada was just embarrassed and broke down a little bit. I mean, Nepo babies are rarely confronted with consequences or being told they can't have what they want. Now, after this incident, it has been reported that the mayor of Sao Paulo has banned Chappell Roan from ever returning, but she also performed at Lollapalooza later that weekend, so who knows what's true. Now, even if Chappell had absolutely nothing to do with this and she's just getting online heat for nothing, she has soiled her own image when it comes to the public and to the media. Some have said that she's just being a strong woman and people don't like that, but she's cursed out the paparazzi on the red carpet, yelled while filming the paparazzi saying this is how it feels, refused to answer questions in interviews on red carpets, told one media member to shut the fuck up on the red carpet, but that was also after he told her to shut the fuck up. So that one I think is totally justified. But she has also gone on rants on her social media saying that she does not want fans to approach her. She does not want to talk to fans. She does not want to be recognized, which I understand that fame can get annoying and invasive, but she also chose it. And she hasn't even been famous for that long. Like if she hates it that much, then she can just retreat back to Missouri and be quiet. But she's been chasing this fame since high school. She even went to Grammy camp. So anytime you hear her say that she met someone at summer camp, she's actually talking about a specific Grammy camp where parents send their kids to become famous rock stars someday and eventually hopefully win a Grammy. And she's had her whole career funded by her grandpa, Chappell, who she named herself after. Now, he passed away before she got her big break, but she did grow up wealthy, despite claiming that she grew up in a trailer park or experienced poverty or being poor. My favorite part of this whole controversy is the memes. Just people absolutely roasting Chappell on Twitter, taking any chance they get to imply that Chappell just hates children, is sicking her security guard on kids for no reason. And even though she might not have anything to do with this, her poor public image is her own doing with how she's treated the media and her fans. So with growing hate for Chappell online, and more contradictions in her life stories, we might see the fall of the Midwest princess even faster than we saw the rise. The next story is Justin Timberlake. Now, we finally got footage of Justin Timberlake's arrest for his DWI back in June of 2024. And I'm going to say DUI because that's what I've always called it and it's easier. But we all remember the report of the arrest and hearing that Justin said, this is going to ruin the tour. What tour? The world tour. But apparently that never happened. Like, it's not in the entire 11 minutes of the arrest footage. So maybe the best thing we can say about Justin is that he just let us believe that that moment actually happened and we ran with it. It became like a whole idiom and he never stepped out to correct it. I mean, there's a chance that he didn't remember because he was intoxicated. But if he had seen this footage and just let us all say that hilarious line back and forth, then good on him. Now, in the beginning of this footage, Justin really just seems extremely rattled. Like, I don't know if he expected the officer to walk up, recognize him, and then immediately apologize. But really, he just seems scared, like he has never been arrested before or pulled over before. But I also don't really know what Justin Timberlake looks like shit-faced, so maybe that's it too. And I love how Justin tries to imply who he is, like lead the officer to draw his own conclusion that, oh, this is the famous Justin Timberlake. But he never gets there, so finally Justin just says, Justin Timberlake, I'm Justin Timberlake, that's my name. Like expecting the guy to know it, which of course you would expect everyone to know the name Justin Timberlake, but this officer just doesn't. And when he asks where Justin's going, Justin says, like, I'm on tour, that's what I'm doing in town, and he doesn't seem to quite get it. So he's like, oh, it's hard to explain, it's a long story. Like, how is it that hard to explain? You're in New Jersey. Just say you're a performer and you're on tour, you're in town for a show. Like, you're definitely not the first rock star to pass through town. And Justin seems to struggle with all the field sobriety tests, and then he says, these are like hard tests, which I've never had to perform field sobriety tests in front of people while being filmed. So I don't know if they're difficult when you're sober, but I'm sure they are much more difficult when you are intoxicated. Now, besides refusing the breathalyzer, which might be my favorite moment of the entire thing, they say, okay, you blow into this, and he just goes, nah. I don't think Justin really put up a fight or resisted arrest. Now, who did try to stop it was whatever representation he had. I don't know if that was his assistant or his lawyer or his agent who just showed up and said, oh, come on, officers, you love bye, bye, bye. You love sexy back. Like, what can we do here? She even went as far as to say, I will do anything, which didn't seem sexual in the moment. But in any other situation that you hear someone saying that, it is taken as sexual. And really, I think Justin handled the situation pretty well. I think his representation embarrassed herself a little bit. And it seems like they tried to fight the release of this video. I don't know if you're fighting that with like jail time, like what's the compromise there? But apparently they ran it by Justin before releasing it, and he said that was the best alternative. I don't know, alternative to what? Like, again, being arrested again and going to prison, more community service, maybe losing his license. But instead, they released a slightly redacted arrest video, which unfortunately for Justin did rekindle all the flames of all the old memes and the idioms of the world tour and brought it back into the spotlight and back into the public eye. So hopefully we get a couple more memes out of this one and some sayings that we can spit back and forth at parties. But apart from the crime of driving intoxicated, I think that Justin handled this about as well as he could have. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Stu Studio. And remember, Jesus loves you.